Okay, it is now about 8 o'clock at night. Started about 4 a.m. and I took an hour off for supper. So I spent quite a while decaling. And now I get to show you something. I'm not sure how you're going to be able to see this. You see that number 1 right there? When you get your decals in to set in like that, that means you're doing something right. And then brings your motivation way up. And you can continue on like this, like I've been doing. We're on day 26, I think. And it's starting to, I'm starting to get excited about it. This blue one has turned out, I'm just getting started right here. This is just the first part I've worked on. Other than putting the decals on. This is the first part where I've started getting in there and starting to clean it up and make it look like something. Yeah, so I got a ways to go on. Just then, I'm only on the first side. Starting to look good. Okay, now I'm glad that I did that with those numbers. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull it off. But I'll show you a secret. See, this side looks like this. This side looks like that. Did you notice one thing different? Let's look again. Look at this side. It's the same number. Nope, still the same number. That side. And that side. I accidentally cut out the wrong giant on one side. See, I made a bunch of different ones. And I cut them in different sizes just in case. Because I had to make 2 cuts today. Because something was the wrong size. So I made a sheet of different sizes. And accidentally took one of this size. And then the real giant size is on the other side. That's okay. That's an allowed mistake. Yeah, we'll just say it's on purpose. But looking, the decals are sitting down in this, and now when I get in there and start working them, here's the one that I have outlined the grills, and here's the one I haven't got to yet. And when you hold it just right, it looks like that one is painted over the top of them grills. That's what I want it. So that's looking good. And this one, I'm really liking the way it's turned out. One of the things I did was I couldn't think of anything. I didn't want to make anything to put on the cab side. I already got the number and the name on the side, and I do not use reporting marks. I don't use reporting marks for the simple reason that I'm going to use a mumble server. Now, for those of you that are into computers, you'll know what that is. It's an old communication system used with games that was super lightweight that you can run in the background of like all your games. But I'm going to use that on my layout. And people can just connect to it with their smartphone or their iPod or something. So if you were calling in on your channel to say the interlocking tower, you would say that you are Giant 1801. But if I was to put reporting marks on the cab, a bunch of people are going to call in with some letters that are basically meaningless, and then the tower isn't going to know who you are, because they're going to have to look at a chart or something to figure it out. So that's why there are no reporting marks on any of the stuff that I've been doing the last couple of years. Okay, so you want to see another one? I'll show you Mr. Mouse here. Now he hasn't had his cab on for a while, so he's sagging a bit right there. As you can see, I'll have to mount this cab. Again, I like big numbers so that they're easy to read. just, well, no, let's not zoom in, because then I'll just bring it up just so you can see. Okay, do you see that I got the black streak through the letter without it bleeding all over it? That is another sign of a good decal job. Now, these letters are individually cut. So just on this one side here, oh, there's his name. That's his mouse. So there are 4 and 6 and 4 numbers, that makes 10. My huge F, since you have to have one, like I say, make it really big. So how many is that? 11? No. Let's start again. We have 4 and 6, that's 10. And 4 numbers, that's 14, 15, 16. There are 16 decals, individual decals on one side. Now you know why I'm doing this one. So 16, that means on this locomotive there are 32 individual decals that I had to put on. Let me tell you something. Putting on, the worst one to put on is W. M's go on easy, but W's just are they can be very tough to get in place. Alright, who's next? Mr. Ferdinand. He is starting to look pretty good. Let's check his cab. Now, how many does this guy have? So, we got the F. Oh, crap, where's your flag? Oh, there's a flag. Never mind. Couldn't see it. Forgot to put the flag on the cab. So, we got the F and the flag. That's 2. And the numbers. That's 6. Then we got his name, which is another 4. Let's see. 4, 6, 8, 9 letters. So, we've got 6 and 9. That's 15 and 5. There are 20. Is that right? I was thinking there was one more. Well, there's 20 on here. That means there's 40 decals on this. 40 individual decals on that one shelf. That's the way the day's been going. But it's been taking a while. And then we haven't really touched the brass at all yet. They're just getting their lettering. Now, that's weird, because when I look at it through the camera, it looks like it's curved, but when I look at it straight on, then it looks level. But I've had problems with this particular style of lettering, that if the surface that it's on is in any way not totally flat, it looks like the letters are curved. Yeah, that's just the way it happens. The number has sat down nicely over the details. But this is brass. That's super easy because there aren't any details. And that's about it. That's where I'm at. So I'm going to do a little more work. Maybe half of one side. Then I'm going to go to bed so I can get up at about 3 o'clock in the morning and get back to it. Let's bring our giant back out here. This one is really turning out. The blue is turning out as good as I hoped. Now, I made a bunch of boxcars with this color. I thought, oh, I'm going to have to do a locomotive like this. And this is it. And now I'm starting to gain confidence in that it's going to impress people. I'm telling you, I'm not even 50-50 on whether or not they will even give me a minimum qualifying score. So it has to be over the top impressive, just so they'll even look at it to score. All right, time to get back to it, and then I guess I'll see you in a few hours.